For the scarf, you will need about 850 yards of worsted weight yarn. I am using Malabrigo worsted 100% merino wool yarn. You will also need a size 5 crochet hook, a tapestry needle, and a couple of stitch markers. So the construction of this scarf comes together with a main rectangle, the main long skinny rectangle, and then onto the ends of the rectangle you crochet a tapered end. So the ribs will go in the opposite direction. So one of the tapered ends will be in color A and one will be in the second color. So this is a very, very long scarf. It ends up being, I think, around 80 inches off the top of my head. I don't have it written down. As such, I am not going to do the entire length with you of this long 80 inches of this portion of the scarf. I'm almost completely done with this full-sized. I'm just going to do a small swatch with you to get you going because it is a 1-row repeat for the pattern for the main rectangle part. And then when we're done with that, I will come back and I will do the full pattern in the full size of the tapered end with you, so you can see that it's not tricky, but it's not as it's not a 1-row repeat. So I will do that part with you together. So to begin this small swatch to show you how to get going on the scarf, I am going to do a row of foundation half double crochets. For the full size pattern, you are going to make 280 of them. So you can alternatively chain 281 and then crochet 280 half double crochets back into your chain. I prefer to do the foundation half double crochet because it's quicker for me, and you get to do your row of chains and your first row of half double crochet all together. So that is what I'm going to do with you here. So go ahead and slip knot onto your hook, and to begin your foundation half double crochet, you will chain 2. So 1, 2. And then what you do to make a foundation half double crochet, if you've never done it before, is you will begin by yarning over, and you're going to insert your hook into the first chain you made. So you're going to skip that chain right next to the hook, and you're going to insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. You're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops on the hook, and then you will yarn over and pull through 1 loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So what you just did is you created 1 chain, and you also created your first half double crochet. We'll do that together again. So from here, you will yarn over and you will insert your hook under both loops of that little chain that you just made right there. So we're inserting under both loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, that's creating your second chain, and you'll yarn over and pull through all 3 to complete your half double crochet. So we'll do that again, yarn over, kind of flip it upside down there and insert it under the 2 loops of that chain you just made, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop on your hook, then yarn over and pull through all 3. So you can see it coming together here like this. You've got your 3 half double crochets on top, and then you've got your 3 chains on the bottom. So this is called the foundation half double crochet. Do a few more together here. Okay, so for you, you're going to be doing 280 of those. I'm going to just do a handful more here, and I will meet you back as we chain and turn and make our way back down the row. Right, so at this point, you have 280 foundation half double crochets. I have 20. So this is our small example swatch for this full length scarf. So at the end of your foundation half double crochet, which is row 1, you will simply chain and turn. For this scarf, you're going to chain 1 and turn at the end of each row. That chain does not count as a stitch. So from here forward, you have a pattern that is a 1 row repeat. So you're going to be doing rows of half double crochet through the back loop only for this entire rectangle portion of the scarf, and even the tapered ends as well. So what we're going to do is half double crochet, we'll yarn over, and then in that very first stitch, you're going to make your half double crochet through the back loop only, just like that. Okay, again, yarn over through the back loop only. Yarn over, back loop only. So you're going to do that all the way down to the end of the row. You are going to do a section in color A, and then you're going to change to color B and do another section. Now the sections are 13 rows. So you're going to do 13 rows just like this. Go to the end, chain 1, turn, back loop only down, chain 1, turn, back loop only down. You'll do 13 rows, and then you will change to your second color, and you will continue for another 13 rows. So I'll go ahead and do 3 rows in color A, and then I'll change colors with you and do 3 rows in color B. So I will continue on down my row 2 here in my half double crochet through the back loop only, and I will meet you at the end. All right, I'm coming to the end of my row here. I have 2 left. So my first one of the 2, and then in this last stitch I'm going to change colors. So I am going to prepare to change colors here. All right, so to change colors in my last stitch of the row, I will begin my half double crochet just like normal, back loop only, pull up a loop, and then instead of completing my stitch right here by yarning over and pulling through all 3, I'm going to drop my current color, and I'm going to bring in my new color, my blue, and bring that up behind and work into my working yarn hand. And I'm going to complete that last half double crochet with the new color. So this is how you change colors. So you're just bringing that through and completing your half double crochet. And then you'll chain 1, give it a little tug and tighten that up a little bit, and turn. And here you can snip your color 1 because you're going to be done with that for now for the rectangle. And then you will begin with your new color, half double crochet, back loop only, just as you have been for the last 13 rows of your color 1. So go ahead and make your way down to the end of the row. I will meet you there, and we will chain 1 and turn. All right, I am approaching the end of my row 4 for our little example scarf here. Making my last stitch. Okay, chain 1 and turn. I'm going to continue making rows of blue. I'm going to make 2 more little rows of blue here, and then I will fasten off and I will make the tapered ends with you. Right, we made it to the end. Hopefully for you, this is your last stitch of the main rectangle. And this is how it's going to look, but yours is going to look much bigger. So there's the example of how to complete the main rectangle of this cyclone scarf. I'll go ahead and bring in my almost complete full-sized version here. Yours is gonna look more like this. All right, so now what we are going to do together is we are going to add the tapered ends onto our main rectangle. I have a little bit of an example here of what it's going to look like. So basically, you are going to be crocheting half double crochet rows right along the end like this, and then you are going to begin tapering them down by doing 1 row of decrease. You'll decrease at the beginning of the row and you'll decrease at the end of the row. And then the next row, you'll just go all the way down. Then you'll decrease in the next row, full length, and continue to do that. So every other row, you're decreasing all the way down to the tapered end. All right, so a quick side tutorial on making borders. There is a little bit of math involved. With a half double crochet project, so you have rows all of half double crochet, you need to make 1.5 stitches for every row of half double crochet that you have. So to dive into that a little bit deeper, if you have a project, say these were all single crochet rows, you would just be making 1 single crochet in the end of each single crochet row all the way down for your border. If these were double crochet rows, you'll be placing 2 stitches in the end of each double crochet row for your border. So naturally, with half double crochet, you're going to do 1.5 because it's a little taller than a single crochet, a little shorter than a double crochet. So the math is 1.5 stitches for every row. You can accomplish this however you like. If you have a way that you do it, that's great. If you need some ideas or you want some help getting started, this is how I do it. So go ahead and slip knot onto your hook. You can join at any corner. It doesn't matter, any corner of your scarf. You know, you're going to start crocheting this way, or if you're left-handed, you're going to be going this way. There's really no right or wrong side. So you're going to join right at the very corner. Whenever you join or you crochet a border, I highly recommend making sure your hook goes under 2 loops. It just makes it more secure and less kind of stretchy. I'm actually gonna put it under these 2 at the very end. All right, so you're going to join with a slip stitch. So just pull through and through right there into that slip knot that you just made. You're going to begin with, these are all again going to be half double crochets. So this very first row that you're attaching onto the scarf isn't going to be into a, you know, front loop or back loop per se, like the rest of your project was done through the back loop only. So the way that I do the half double crochet border is I place, in order to achieve the 1.5, I place 1 half double crochet in one row and then 2 in the next row. 1 in one row, 2 in the next row. That's how I make sure that they're evenly spaced all the way across. So the math for the number of stitches that we need for the first row of our tapered end is 39 stitches. So we need 39 from the beginning all the way to the end. We come up with that figure because we have 26 rows of half double crochet and we need 1.5 stitches for every row to create an even border. So 26 times 1.5 is 39. So we want, basically we want, you know, 19 here, 19 here, and then 1 in the middle. That's how I'm going to make them evenly across. So we'll go ahead and begin. I'm going to do 1 in the end of one row and then 2 in the end of the next row. So I'm actually going to start out in that same place that I just added in my yarn. Missed that there. So we're going to bring up a loop, half double crochet, and just find the 2 loops. Sometimes it's a little tricky with the end of a half double crochet, but you always want to be going under 2 loops at the end of each row, okay? All right, and I'm gonna do one right on the side of that to make my 20 right in the middle, okay? So now I'm going to just continue on in that same color, 19 more all the way to the end over here. 18 and 19. Okay, so that is our first row of the tapered end. So we've got 39 stitches. What we're going to do now is we will chain one and turn our work. And basically we're going to do just like we did with the rest of the scarf, we're going to do rows of back loop only half double crochet. So we're going to start straight away, back loop only half double crochet across. I am going to, since you are well aware of this method at this point, since you just did 26 rows of 280 each, I am going to meet you at the end of this section, and I will begin tapering the scarf with you. So I will see you there. I am going to chain one and turn my work. And now we are going to begin tapering it down to the tip. And we do that by beginning row 17 with a half double crochet decrease. So we're going to do half double crochet, 2 together. So yarn over right into that very first stitch, pull up a loop, and then straight into that next stitch, pull up a loop, and complete your stitch. Now I am going to back loop only, half double crochet my way all the way to the end of the row, except I'm going to stop prior to the last 2 stitches of the row, and I'm going to half double crochet those 2 together as well. So I will meet you at the end of this row. I am going to go all the way up until the final 2 stitches, and then I'm going to half double crochet these last 2 together. So yarn over straight through the back loop only of that next stitch, pull up the loop, and then straight into the very last back loop of that last stitch, and then complete my half double crochet 2 together. So chain 1 and turn. Now for this row, we're just going to do back loop only, half double crochet all the way down. So at this point of the pattern, after you've reached your 16 rows of the tapered end, and then row 17, which we just did, we decreased by 2 stitches because we did a decrease at the beginning and the decrease at the end. Then row 18, we're just going to go straight across. Row 19, we're going to decrease again. Row 20, we're just going to go straight across. So we're going to go with this pattern of decreasing on every other row. So on your odd numbered rows, you're going to be decreasing. On the even numbers, you're just going to do a full row of half double crochet through the back loop only all the way across. So for this row, which is an even row, row 18, I'm going to half double crochet through the back loop only all the way down. All right, I just finished row 50 of this tapered end of the scarf. All right, so we're on our last couple of rows here. So we are on an odd numbered row. So we are going to be doing a decrease row. So we're going to do that together. We're gonna single or half double crochet these first 2 stitches together, 1 half double crochet, and then we're going to half double crochet these last 2 together. So we now have 3 stitches. Okay, we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to half double crochet back loop only, 3 across, and then we are going to tie off our end here. Okay, let's go ahead and fasten off the end. Snip your yarn, leave long enough to weave in your ends. And there you have it. Got your tapered end complete. So you are going to complete this on the opposite side with your second color. And the method is exactly the same, where you begin by crocheting your 39 stitches along the edge, do 16 rows of half double crochet, and then begin to decrease all the way down to the final 3 stitches and fasten off and weave in the end. So since the opposite side of this scarf is exactly the same as this tapered end except for the other color, I'm going to call this the end of the tutorial for this cyclone scarf. Thank you so much for crocheting along with me. I hope you love this scarf as much as I do. If this video was helpful for you, please click the like button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to sign up on my website, offthebeatenhook.com, so we can keep in touch and where you'll be the first to know about new patterns, resources, and video tutorials. See you next time.